Yeah, this has definitely been an adjustment, but we're gonna go for it today in, in my new space. It is so small. It's a little studio, and it's got a little couch and a little bed and a tiny little kitchenette and a bathroom. It's maybe 150, 200 square feet, but had to pare down the makeup a little. So I put on my Refer #2 moisturizer because my skin has been so dry. I think it maybe had to do with this move. And then I spent yesterday cleaning, because anytime you rent something, it's like, it's clean, but it's not like your level of clean, and I like things really clean. So I spent most of the day cleaning. And so everything just is very dry right now. So what I'm gonna do is grab the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum, because I think that that'll be a good, here we go, the distractions. I think that that's gonna be something that's gonna add some glow and moisture into my face. And like I said, I use the Refer moisturizer first, and I do have a few new products today. Like I said, my big Sephora order hasn't come in yet, but I do have a few things. One of them is kind of new. The rest of them are new to me. So let me start with where did it go? Actually, you know what, today I'm going to use mattes, and then I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Golden Palette, because we haven't used this one in a while, and I wanted to kind of go back in it because I thought I could make a really nice fall look with it. So I'm going to start with the color Teak. Actually kind of a mix of the colors Teak and Panna, and I'm just going to run them through the crease. So yeah, this move has been crazy, and I start my new job on Monday. This is just a nice kind of warmish, but not too warm. It's not like that. I need a warm palette. That one's pretty warm. This is kind of warmish matte. Okay. And then let's deepen it up on the outer corner with Log. Something kind of simple, but this Log color I remember from the original gold palette. It's really pretty. Okay. So yeah, I've had to, and I have a small house where I live, or lived, but I've dramatically scaled down right now. So let's go in with some, I'm gonna use NYX glitter glue today. And I'm just gonna put a little of that on my eye. Okay, I grabbed way too much. I normally use the Pat McGrath Intensify wand, but I wanted to use something different today. And I forgot how, I guess it's not really thick, but how much product can come out with this. Okay. So I'm gonna grab a flat Sonia Krushik brush, and if I can find one, I'm really pared down here on a little cart. I made a little makeshift cart today for us to use. And I'm gonna grab the color Alchemist. And I'm gonna start with that on the outer third. That's a pretty golden color. Same over here. And just kind of stamp that where that Log color meets. I want to get a little more impact from that, so I'm going to use my finger and grab some. It's a pretty color. Okay. Now I have already located where the Sephoras are in my new city of Oklahoma City. It appears that they have 2, and then they have a bunch of them in, you know, Kohl's. And then I looked online today, and they have like an Ulta that has like like Dior and Natasha and Pat, and I've only ever seen those on Ulta online, so that's kind of exciting. I'm gonna go back in with that log color and just kind of merge where those 2 colors meet. And then go in with my big fluffy brush that I used at the beginning to just soften the edge a little bit. I just wanted a kind of simple fall look. Okay, now one thing I'm noticing here is this is skipping over that glitter glue a little bit more than it does with the Pat Intensify wand. But, you know, I just wanted to try something new and different. So I can't, do I want to do Nubia, Fizzy, or Kava? Let's do Fizzy, which is one of those, I think it's one of her like kind of wet look. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a pretty color though. I'm gonna do that in the middle. It has that consistency of those kind of wet look ones. Okay, and then, yeah, we'll go in with Nubia on the inner third. The colors in this palette are pretty, but they're so similar. I think I prefer the actual old gold palette because I liked the teal and the little bit of mustard that was in there. It could give you a little bit of difference. But this is very nice. Okay, looks pretty good. And we'll clean that up in a second. So I did get one new product. Well, I got a few new products. This one's new to me. That Jacqueline, whatever her name is, that I watch, recommended it. And it is the Believe in Truth Aqua Bomb Eye Gel. And she says she puts it on as an under eye primer. So we're gonna try that. And she says it helps concealer cling to the under eye, which I think is kind of interesting if that's the case. And then it doesn't settle. So we're gonna try it today. Okay, once it starts coming out, it comes out. Okay, so it's in one of these kind of like doe foot. Okay, I will say that that is a really nice cooling sensation. Jesus, a lot comes out of that little, you press like, so apparently you do like a quarter pump. Like I said, I just got it from the Sephora sale, so I haven't had time to practice it. Maybe there's a way to like lock it or something to where so much doesn't come out. But I'm gonna go in with my finger. She said that this really helps the under eyes. It helps concealer stick really nicely, and then of course it helps provide moisture to the under eye. I don't think it like calls itself a primer, but that's what she uses it for. So we're gonna see. So then let's see. I'm gonna use the Dior Stick Foundation and the Dior Contour today. So I'm gonna use the Dior Backstage Concealer. This is in 2N. I like this concealer, okay? It's a pretty good, okay. I will say, okay, so what that product does, is it gives a little tact under there. I wouldn't say necessarily that it's sticky, but there's a little bit of grip. There's a little bit of something there. Okay. Okay, she might be right about this. Because it's not just what it's doing, is it really creates a smooth base for that concealer to go on top of. I have been using under my eyes, because Danessa Myrick said to do so, the Moisture Repair Balm, but I noticed that is really a slippery product. This has a little bit of tact to it. Like I said, I wouldn't describe it as sticky, but it just has a little bit of something that is gripping this concealer and holding it. I like that. That's kind of cool. And it feels really nice on. That's nice. Okay. So we're gonna go in and finish the look. I'm gonna grab the little angled brush or the little flat brush, and I'm gonna go back in with Teak and Panna under the eye. So I had to go to Target today to get stuff. Well, actually get hangers to hang up some of my clothes. And do y'all know how well, you know this, I'm sure, how frustrating it is to like figure out when you go into a new Target where shit is. I was there so long, like in toys, thinking it's where cleaning supplies were, because it was completely backwards from the Target that I normally go to where I lived. Okay, so we did that under it, and I'm gonna clean that up in a minute, but I'm gonna go with a little bit of log right there on the outer corner, so those two can meet. Nothing too extreme. Okay, that'll work. And then on the inner corner, I'm going to go in with the color Aura. It's kind of, unless you want to do a matte, which there is a matte, a Milko, but unless you want to do a matte, this Aura color is kind of the only inner corner color in here, but it's beautiful. It's like a duochrome, like kind of a white with little bits of gold reflex in it. That's pretty. I do like this palette. I forgot about it. And this is one of the, I think one of the new colors. Because you know, I think it's about half and half repeats versus new. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of that Kava color and just run it under the eye a little bit with my finger. This is in no way a perfect look, but I will clean it up in a minute and you'll never know. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that Kava on my hand because it's a little chunkier and just kind of place it on top. And yeah, that really gives some sparkle. Okay, that is pretty. And I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that Milko color and just run it under my eyebrow to brighten it up a little bit. Yeah. Work. At least I think it'll work. I can't see very well in this little setup I have here. I don't know that this is gonna work. It's certainly not a long-term solution. So I'm gonna grab my Juvia's Place brow tint. This is not a fancy product, and a little bit goes a long way. It's cheap, but I actually like it a good amount for brows. You just have to be careful because it has so much pigment in it. And you can already see it like it evens them out, but it also darkens them up. Now, it doesn't really have any hold in it. For that, I would use like the Rare Beauty or something like that. I want the blush to be the star of today's look because I got two, well, they're not new, but they're new to me. I got in the Sephora sale. So we're gonna try those out. So I wanted to do another new product that came out this year. This one came out at the beginning of the summer. and that's the Dior Stick Foundation. So I have mine in the shade, I just get confused on this, 2.5 in. Now, I'm a big fan of the Tom Ford foundation. I don't know that I liked this one as well, but it did work, and it's a good kind of substitute until they figure out what's going on with that Tom Ford foundation. Because like Bergdorf's has it, and some other stores have it, but then Sephora doesn't have it anymore. Now, one thing about this one, opposed to like the Tom Ford, is it does have that smell. But I would say maybe it's a little bit thinner than the Tom Ford, but also maybe a little bit more malleable. It doesn't have quite as much coverage. But this is where I can go in above that concealer a little bit and clean up any edges. It is a nice product. I so love the Tom Ford, and I'm not even a big stick person. I like the Merit and the Westman, but only if you're using like a serum with them, like the Merit serum. Or they have, Merit has a new primer moisturizer too, which I did pick up in my Sephora sale. I would say that this color is a little bit more neutral than I am. I mean, I certainly can make it work, and will. And maybe it's just because we're under this hideous fluorescent lighting. But we'll see what we can do. Okay. So now I'm gonna go in and do the under eye. And for that, I grabbed Pat McGrath. This is the Blitz brown, the one that's a little bit shiny. It's just kind of like the black coffee, but the shiny version. And I'm gonna do that under the eye and the waterline. Same thing over here. It's really weird moving to a new town where you don't know a single person. But they were really interested in me, and you know, I felt like I was not respected at all where I was working. So I'm really hopeful that this is going to be a different environment. So I'm going to grab my trusty little shop rag, because what I have to do is kind of blur out that line, because that's what you have to do when you're bald, especially when you have some peach fuzz, because it's going to stick to it. But the eye, it looks really pretty. So I'm going to grab my YSL in the, I think it's called Uninhibited Brown. Is it Uninhibited Brown? I think so. And it's, you know, this is my favorite mascara. And I would say that I would have grabbed some more of this, but I grabbed some last year in the sale, so I think I have 3 or 4 more of these at home in my storage. I don't know this city, and I know nothing about it, so I just locked my home up and have friends, of course, house sitting. But, you know, that way I just have this little furnished studio while I can figure out what works for me. You know, what neighborhood do I like here in Oklahoma City, that sort of thing. So that looks pretty good. I love that brown mascara. So let's go in with the Christian Dior contour, and mine is dark. I have, in my favorite West Atelier, I use Biscuit, but in this one I grabbed slightly darker because I wanted something that was just a little bit darker than Biscuit. If it was the same, which I'm sure, like, I think it's number 1 is like their Biscuit alternative in the Dior, it would have been fun, but I already have Biscuit, so I don't need the same thing again. So I'm gonna grab that and just work it in. This is a malleable product. It's not as malleable as the Westman. I prefer the Westman Atelier, but this is a very good alternative. I don't know size-wise if you're getting a lot more or anything. I need to look that up to see which is the better value. I think they're about the same price. You may get a little bit more with the Dior. I don't know. Like I said, I prefer the Westman, but this one's really good too. Okay, brush that out. If y'all could see this little baby cart that I have this thing standing on. The things I will do for y'all, my 3 humble viewers. Okay, so I've got some new blush in the Sephora sale, and it is new to me, not new to you, I'm sure. And it's the Hourglass Unreal Liquid Balm blushes. I got the colors Future and Moment, because I thought these would look really beautiful for fall. So what I'm gonna do is do the redder one up towards the top, and then the more pumpkin colored one, because it's fall, down towards the bottom. Now I've heard you have to shake these up. I tried these once at Sephora, and I was terrified of them because so much pigment came out. But I think if I just go sparingly, it should be okay. Like a drop and a half. This one's kind of like a true, like kind of ketchup-y red color. So I'm gonna work that in on the back of my hand into this. That's pretty. However, I don't think that that's the right brush for this. I think we need something, yeah, like an angled brush. So I'm gonna grab some more of that color Future. Do 2 drops. And I'm gonna work that into the bristles on the back of my hand. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one up higher. That's a pretty robust red color. And then on the bottom, this pumpkin color, it's called Moment. I mean, this just looks like fall. So that's what I really wanted to center the look around today. And this is, well, if it comes off, a little sticker, little fucker. I mean, that is just the quintessential fall pumpkin color. So I'm gonna grab 2 big dollops of this. Okay, am I the only one? Yeah, you know, I made fun of Patty Alonso when she couldn't figure out how to get this shit out. Am I the only one who's gonna have problems with this? Or am I gonna have the same problem now? There you go. It just needed to be shaken a little bit more. Okay, I probably grabbed too much. I think I grabbed like 3, but whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna grab this on and coat this brush nicely. Okay, I grabbed a lot. It's a beautiful color though. Same over here. And coat my brush. I needed probably 1 less drop. This will be okay. We'll make it work. And I'm gonna kind of blush drape it into the eyeshadow, because why not? And a little bit over the bridge. That is a pretty color though. I like that pumpkin color. Okay, so less is more with these, as I suspected. So I'm gonna go in with my Victoria Beckham contour stick that I only use on my nose because of its price, because it's ridiculously expensive. Although she sometimes has sales. She has a new shade. She has a couple, well, she has one new one as part of a set, which I'm not gonna get, but then she has one new like rosy mauvey pink color in her Satin Congeal eyeliners, and I did pick that up, so I'll try to use that in a future video because those are my favorite eyeliners. Although the Valentino ones are gorgeous too, and I got another color of that in the Sephora sale. I got the purple color. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a little brush to get this in. And then once I've contoured it, I like to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills stick and just go down the center a little bit. And I just work that in with my finger because it's a malleable product. Okay, so that looks cool. For highlight, so what we'll do for the highlighter is the Dior Backstage Glitz palette. They have a new one out for the holidays, part of that purple collection, but I looked at it and the reviews were not great online for that. It looked pretty muted, and I'm one of those people that like my highlighters to show up. So I'm gonna do a mix of these top two colors here. Yeah, so this really shows up. Well, it should, it's called Glitz. It should be glitzy. A little bit down here. That looks nice. Okay, so for the lip today, I did get a new fall color. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the new Cool Brown. It's one of the 4 new lip colors in this. I bought one in the spring in that I think it's Old Hollywood maybe, and I did like it. The only thing that's a little weird about it is it doesn't set. It's kind of like a mousse consistency. But I'm gonna grab my Makeup Forever pencil in Anywhere Caffeine. And I did grab some of these in the Sephora sale too. Well, I grabbed that kit, you know, that they put out every year that has like the 5 most popular colors in like little 3/4 versions. That kit always sells out, but I set an alarm the other day. So I got my Sephora order in hella quick. I know they have a new version of these that doesn't move as much. It's like a stickier version of these. What time is it? 6:35. It's like a stickier version of these, but I grabbed them. These work fine for me. So this is a very intense color, but it looks really pretty in the store and cool, which I thought would go nice with the golden eye, you know? So I'm gonna put that on down here. I also saw that Oprah made these one of her favorite things for the holidays. So they're probably gonna sell out these new colors. I feel like Anastasia needs that. You know, I think their new Sugar and Spice palettes are really great. Okay, so I'll go in with this a little bit. And I'm just gonna use the tip of this to kind of trace out. You know, I had all these, because this Oklahoma City is like 12 times the size of where I did live. So they have like independent movie theaters, and I thought, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna go see an independent movie that I wanted to see for a little bit. No time. It's been all cleaning and then picking up shit at Target that I needed to pick up. So let's put it on the top. Do the Oprah favorite things I know when she had her show on, it was huge. I love watching those. If you're ever in a bad mood, find old ones on YouTube, the Oprah's Favorite Things. It's fun just to see what she was promoting, what the prices were back when her show was on. But it's also just great because the people, oh shit, the people are so, thrilled. But I don't know, now that she doesn't have the show and it's just in the magazine, I don't know if it's as big of a thing. It used to be, like if you remember with like the t-shirt sheets and the Philosophy Hope in a Jar, that shit would sell out immediately. And those Williams Sonoma croissants. That is a pretty color. So the last new product I got actually wasn't from Sephora. It was from the Ulta sale, which they currently have right now. And that is something I saw online, which is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Veil Mist. It was just a setting spray, glass bottle, which is kind of really nice. Apparently this is like a really good glass skin kind of effect setting spray. So that's a simple look, but it's a pretty look for fall. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with that. I haven't even set my under eye. I guess I probably should, but it gripped so tight on that product. I really liked that. What's it called? The Believe in Truth Aqua Bomb Gel from Sephora. Pick it up if it's on sale. Love the color, the hourglass. I think I'm gonna have to play with those a little bit more to figure them out. And then, like I said, I like these Anastasia lip plush things. It's just, that they don't set. I wonder if you put a little translucent powder on them, it might dry it out too much. Now, I would say after about 5 minutes or so, they do dry down a little, but they never dry down 100%. So yeah, I think this looks really good. What do you think? Please like, follow, subscribe, shop my links. It's Unsolicited Eyevice on Instagram and YouTube. And I will talk to you again soon from this new little paradise. Bye.